Hi there. Welcome to this week's episode of podcast with me, Russell Davis. This week we're exploring something called Orr's Law, or the thinker thinks, the prover proves. What help how maybe this be showing up in your life more than you think, shaping our experiences moment to moment, not realizing we're subject to this law, and actually how if we can be aware of that and be free from that, we have a whole different experience in life. It opens up life to a whole sense of possibility and happiness and joy that maybe was missing when we're unconsciously applying Orr's Law. So, let's dive in and find out how you can open your thinking to a new sense of possibility and opportunity. Orr's Law states, what the thinker thinks, the prover proves. What that means is there's a thinker part of us that makes perceptions, judgments, understands the world, creates a model of the world. And the prover part of us sees everything it sees to back that up and dismisses everything to the contrary. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our model of the world becomes our reality, and our mind is quite closed to see things differently that maybe oppose our typical habitual way of thinking. That's why the world makes sense to us, because it's through our own model. It's what we think, and the prover finds all the evidence to back it up. A good example of this, we were once staying in a very little town up in the mountains in California. And it's a beautiful place. In fact, it was called Paradise. Sadly, it burned down through wildfires, and I think they're slowly rebuilding it. But it was a lovely place, but very non-touristy. Not even many tourists there. And we were on a health retreat and staying at the host's house. And every morning she sent us out for a walk around the neighbourhood. Said it's good to you stretch your legs, get some fresh air, get some sunlight, beginning of the day, and that obviously helps, gave her some space to do some preparation. So we loved that, and we had our little son with us. He was about 3.5 at the time. And we had a dog at home, so we were very used to taking the dog out in the morning and going for a walk in the morning. And we did that each morning, and we went out basically the same time each day. And if you walk a dog, you know that you meet the same people each day because you normally do the same route about the same time. And we met dog walkers, and we love dogs, got chatting to them and saying hello to the dogs. And I guess we're a bit of a novelty because we're the Brits. We got chatting and got very friendly. But our host was saying, be careful, it's quite a suspicious neighbourhood. People are very suspicious of each other. And we found the most friendly neighbourhood, and we got invited out to dinner by these people, and they gave us tomatoes they'd grown in their homes, or figs from their trees, and it was amazing. And I got invited to a men's breakfast. These guys have been meeting every day, every single day for about 30 years. And they invited me to join them one morning. It was fabulous, amazing experience. And we come back each day and tell our host we met these people and this has happened. And she couldn't comprehend it. She just couldn't comprehend. She goes, I'm coming with you tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing. I don't get it. She couldn't understand how we're meeting friendly people. And George Pransky, psychologist, shares a story that imagine a gas station, a petrol station attendant, and a guy comes in to pay for his petrol, and he says, "Oh, what are the people like around here? We're thinking of moving up here from down south. What are they like?" And the gas station attendant says, "What are they like down south where you are?" "Oh," he said, "they're not very friendly. It's not a very friendly neighbourhood at all. That's why we're thinking of moving." And he said, "You probably find them the same around here. The guy says, "Oh, thank you. You saved us so much time. We're looking at a different area." A bit later on the same day, someone else comes to pay for their fuel. And it says, "Oh, what are the people like around here? We're thinking of moving down from up north. What are they like around here?" And again, the petrol station assistant says, "What are they like where you are up north?" The guy says, "Oh, they're incredibly friendly, incredible friendly." And he said, "Oh, you're probably find they're the same around here." He says, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's helpful to know we're looking in the right space. Look forward to moving here." We found this host we were with was playing out. She thought these people were suspicious. That's what she experienced. The thinker was saying this is not a friendly neighborhood. So the prover showed all the reasons why that's true and couldn't see anything to the contrary. A funny little example of this is, if you lose your keys or your phone, and typically when you're trying to find something you've lost, what you're telling yourself is, "I can't find my keys. Where are my keys? I can't find my keys." And how many times do you find your keys in a place you thought you looked once or twice? And it's because your unconscious mind doesn't want to make a liar of you. So you literally just won't see it. Our unconscious mind takes in or processes, no one truly knows, but the theory is between like 5 and 8 million bits of information per second. All our bodily functions and all the stuff we're not consciously aware of is being processed in our unconscious mind, but it pushes what it thinks is the most important things into our conscious awareness at any point in time. No one truly knows, but psychologists believe that we can be consciously aware between 5 and 7 things at any point in time. I guess women probably more than men. But there is a sense of, there's a filter, and that filter is our thinking. And it pushes into our conscious awareness of things it thinks we need to know at that point in time. And it deletes this thought, so it generalizes everything else. And that filters our thinking. That filters our thinking. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves. And often our thinking is contaminated from all sorts of experiences from society, media, education system, even our parents. Parents love us unconditionally, but parents aren't perfect. They're human. They have their own contaminated thinking, maybe from their parents, maybe some fear and insecurity and models of the world that maybe not so helpful. But we pick up this contaminated thinking, and often I think in our society, maybe in our Western society, we're not great at celebrating things. So we tend to recall memories more with negative emotions, and to make sense of the here and now, we need to recall memories from the past to make sense of the here and now. And I don't think we're very good at celebrating, and often that means I think we often have a half glass empty perspective, maybe. Or a lot of my clients see where they're not and not see where they are. They see their failings and not their things, their talents and gifts, the things they're good at. And I think we could benefit from seeing more where we are and less focus on where we're not. Which is why gratitude is a very powerful exercise. I once went through a really tough period of life, and I did a gratitude exercise. And a typical gratitude exercise may be to think of 3 things you're grateful for in that day. At the end of the day, you write 3 things down. It's a very powerful exercise for people in a low mood and maybe kind of depressive thoughts. Because if you commit to it, you will find 3 before you go to bed. And as the days go by, you start to recognizing things more in the day and think, "Oh, that can be one of my things for tonight." And it starts to tune your brain to start to notice things you can be grateful for in your day. I don't do things by halves. And I went all in. I read a book about someone saying they did 50 a day, and it really was a life-changing experience. I thought, right, this is a really challenging experience. I feel very challenged in life. I'm going to do 50. And I, did it each night. I wrote down 50 and wouldn't go to bed until I got 50 things I'm grateful for from that day. And the key thing wasn't just to repeat the same things over and over, like my health or my family, or as being as specific as possible. And it was really empowering in that challenging time of life to not let my brain spiral out of control and catastrophize, and just focus on the challenges and how we gain kind of clarity and perspective in that period of life. So gratitude and celebration can be a really powerful thing, because unconsciously our model of the world, our thinking, can be contaminated with more negative thinking, seeing where we're not and not seeing where we are. So I guess my invitation to you is not necessarily to do 50 things you're grateful each day, but to finish each day, maybe 3 or 5 things you want to celebrate in that day. Today I celebrate ... Today I celebrate ... And just see what comes to mind. And even in the most difficult of days, if you do that, I guarantee you will find 3, maybe even 5. And just commit to finding 3 or 5 each day. To do that exercise for 2 weeks, it can be really quite enlightening. And it's just to recognize we do have this thinker and this prover. And recognize maybe our mind is not as open as we think we might. Unconsciously, we do have this model of the world that we squeeze life through, and it creates our experiences. We look at life through this filter, our thinking. And our thinking can change from time to time, but it's still our thinking, it's still a model, it's still a perception in that moment. It's not necessarily reality or truth. Because what is reality? If everyone's looking at life through their own filter, their own lens. It's just to recognize me have way more judgment and maybe less of an open mind than sometimes we care to think. Be open to the possibility that we're looking in this moment through a tunnel of thought. A tunnel of thought, and the prover part of us is the walls of that tunnel stopping us seeing anything afresh. And when we begin to recognize that, it opens more life a possibility. It means we take our thinking and our feelings less seriously. It allows us to connect to a bigger, wider perspective, some clarity, so much more easier than we're blind to the reality tunnel created by thought. We think it's actually reality, and it's actually our thinker and our prover having a bit of a party in our head. So my invitation to you is finish the day with today I celebrate, and to recognize those things. Loving you.